release, letting go of everything you've been told about yourself, about who you are, the roles that you play. You can just set every agenda aside for this moment in time to where you can just be you. No pressures, no worries, no stress, just letting it all come off of your shoulders as you surrender it down into the ground. Being and breathing it here. Just taking your time, taking this time out for yourself. So maybe even make the passageway to your throat just a little bit smaller. So you pulling air in on the inhale as slow as you can, and then pressing the air out on the exhale. Maybe even a little bit slower. And we're going to keep the breath contained in and out through the nose with the mouth closed. That way no energy will escape out through the mouth, and we can harness and use every bit of that power we're given. With that element of air, we breathe it down, more life, more prana and energy down to the base of the spine. And as we exhale, we pull up from the base of the spine and expel and dispel whatever is no longer needed within us, up, out, and away from you. So harnessing that power of the breath, you choose to let in more energy, and you also choose to expel and get rid of what's no longer needed. So to further harness that, pulling the pelvic wall up and the navel in towards the spine. It's a two-part abdominal lock, and you want to keep your abdominals engaged as best as you can throughout not only your yoga practice, but throughout the entire day as well, making your entire day that abdominal workout. Now slightly bringing the chin down towards the chest as you lengthen, elongating the back of your neck, pulling up through the crown of your head. Same time, rooting both sit bones down evenly into the ground. When you press on these glands in the neck, that's your instant trigger for relaxation. And your body, your being, and those around you respond so much more beautifully when you are relaxed. And now, even though certain body parts are strong, your abdominals locked out and engaged, we're learning how to strengthen certain body parts while relaxing others. So just make sure your chest, your heart center, your lungs are relaxed. Tops of your shoulders are relaxed as well. So flexing certain muscle groups while relaxing others. Strong torso, relaxed heart center and chest. There's no restrictions or constrictions in your breathing, just free-flowing breath. And now slowly start to roll one ear towards the shoulder, and we're going to breathe our way back and forth, going at your own pace. So we're just letting go of any tension build up in the neck and shoulders, so moving as slow as you like. And just getting to know your body, seeing what's there. And just breathing your way from the right shoulder to the left and back and forth again. Bringing your awareness to what's happening in your body. So if there is a point where you need to stop, say if you had a kink in your neck, feel free to do so and send your breath there. You're going to tune this practice into you and what your body needs and what suits you best. So modify as needed. We're learning how to turn our bodies into our greatest teacher, because nobody knows you better than your own body. It will tell you when to push and when to pull back, keeping you safe, and you lead the way. You lead all of your movement with your breath. Your breath will keep you safe and keep you aware of what's happening within your body. Now, awareness is just observing your body with no judgment, no labeling or titling or analyzing why, how, if, when, or where. You're just simply observing as if you're watching yourself. You're standing outside of yourself and you're just seeing what is there. That way you can breathe that life force into it and also exhale whatever is there, tension, stress, pressure, you breathe that away. So that's all we are doing, is breathing in and breathing out, catching the breath, releasing it, and just exploring our bodies so we can release any tension that may or may not be there. Now stop when the right ear is towards the right shoulder now, and continue to ground down, lift up through the crown of your head. So active spine, strong core, and we're just going to slowly point the nose up towards the sky. Keep the left shoulder down and just stretching out the neck here. So very gently placing the right fingertips just to help the stretch out. And maybe even the left fingertips on the shoulder just so you can lengthen. Because usually the first thing we do is we start to crunch our spine together. So just lengthening it out, being very gentle. And now pointing the nose down towards the ground and just elongating the back of your neck. And looking for those tension spots, sending your breath underneath the shoulder blade, down into the scapula. And release to the other side. So breathing your way, left ear towards left shoulder. And then once you're there, grounding the sit bones down, resetting the spine, lifting up through the crown of your head, and then pointing the nose up towards the sky. And then maybe helping it out, left fingertips come all the way up and around. Right fingertips to the shoulder as you lengthen that space within your neck. We tend to absorb so much shock and pressure in the neck and the shoulder area. So we're just letting that release now, bringing our attention to it and resetting our bodies. That way we don't hold on to anything not needed. We let go of it. And now point your nose down towards the ground. Continue to lengthen your neck as much as you can. And breathe into the shoulder on this side. And just notice that each side is different. You may be a little bit more open in this side or a little bit tighter in this side. You may have a different kind of kink in your shoulder. So just noticing, being aware of that. And whichever side is tighter, you just work it a little bit deeper with the breath, but in a gentle way. Balancing your action with relaxation. And now release the hands back to your sides, bring the chin back to the center. And now slowly starting to roll the chin up towards the sky, exposing your throat chakra now. Keeping your spine active and engaged. So grounding them both down into the ground. So you're grounding down and lifting up at the same time. Core is nice and strong. Shoulders, heart center, chest is relaxed and open. Now we spend so much of the day talking. So this is releasing that pressure and tension here. Opening up these muscles and opening up your throat chakra. Now you can have your jaw relaxed and open if you like. It depends on whatever your body is needing right now. So I know that we keep the mouth closed, but at this point, if you like to open the mouth and just let that relax out, relaxing the neck muscles here, that's perfectly fine. You're doing whatever you need to do to release this tension in the throat chakra. And now slowly bring the chin back down. We're going to take 3 collective breaths together. So empty all the air out of the lungs. Now inhale, circle sweep, arms come out to the sides, reaching past the fingertips. And exhale, harnessing that energy, that power within, right to your solar plexus, your core. Inhale, 2 more times, reaching past the fingertips. Exhale, really press the prayer palms together, arms dynamically engaged. 1 more time. Inhale, gathering up as much energy as you can. And exhale, centering, honing, focusing that energy within. Beautiful. Now let's come onto the hands and knees. Coming into the cat-cow, warming up the spine now. So hands and knees about hip-width distance apart. We're going to inhale, arching the chest, sending the tailbone high. And as we exhale, rounding the back, pulling the belly in, rounding the shoulders away from each other. So breathing your way, going at your own pace, inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. So just come into your own rhythm, and you're syncing your body's movement to your breathing. You can over-exaggerate your cat-cow, doing whatever it is you need to do to get deep into the joints, and we're just warming up the lower spine. So if your back is stiff, especially if your lower back is stiff, you breathe life into it. Breathe that space in between each vertebrae. So important to keep the spine nice and long. Elongate the spine as you are going through these movements. So you're pulling the tailbone away from the crown of your head, all at the same time. So it looks like very simple movements, but you want to keep your spine nice and long. And you're using your breath to lead the way. So your body does not move unless your breath leads it to. That way you stay completely conscious of what's happening within your own body. And now let's come to tabletop position. So just tabletop your spine now. Shoulders are rolled apart, down your back, away from each other. We're going to inhale, right arm, left leg, up and away from each other. So you're reaching forward and back, past the toes at the same time. Grounding down, yet lifting up at the same time. And this is where we literally get past ourselves. So you're reaching past the fingertips and past the toes to activate and stretch every muscle in your arm, your shoulder, your back, your leg, as much as you can. Right. And now slowly bending your knee, and inhale, right arm comes up and back just to catch the foot. And once you have it, locking your eyes, using your core to help you keep balanced, and then kicking back up and away into your grip. Just opening up your shoulder. Just breathing into it. Good. One more breath here. And as you exhale, reaching it long, forward and back again, and down. Good. Just one round of cat-cow to reset the spine. Inhale, arching the back, chest high. Good. And exhale, rounding the spine. Letting go of any tension that we just created, coming back into neutral spine now. Tabletop the back, pull forward through the crown of the head, back through the rear, and inhale, left arm, right leg, up and at him, reaching forward and back. Same time. Elongating the back of your neck. And leveling out the hips. So maybe rolling the right hip down just so that it's even with the left. That way you get more of a stretch on the back side of the leg. Reaching past the fingertips and elongating as best you can past the toes. Lifting up out of your joints while grounding down at the same time. Now last part to this, bending the knee and breathing the left arm, half arc. Locking your eyes one point as you grip the foot. Engaging your core to help you keep balance and kicking back, up and away into that grip. And allowing your arm and your shoulder to just open up naturally. Slowly moving into it. One more deep breath here. And on your next exhale, lengthen it back, up and out to long, and down. Now moving into down dog, Walking the hands forward, tuck the toes and lift the hips up and away, pressing the chest back towards the thighs. Good. And we're just going to walk the dog out, left and right, bending one knee while straightening the other. And continuing to lift the hips up nice and high. And we're just working through any kinks that may or may not be in the hips. So we're really getting deep into the hips now. Good. And you want to use every bit of the hand that you're given. Really press your fingertips down into the mat. Press your knuckles down. Good. Good, good, good. Beautiful, beautiful. And again, if there's any kinks in your hips that you need to stop and breathe into that space, feel free to do so. We're just warming up the back and diagnosing how our back feels today, knowing that every day is different. Some days are better than others. So just seeing what's there and what you've got to work with. And now straightening the left heel down towards the mat. We're going to inhale, right knee into the chest. And send the leg long, three-legged dog. Now from here, go ahead and open up your hip as much as you can. Bend the knee and point the toes towards the left shoulder. We're just going to rotate the foot round and round here. Just opening up, lubricating the joints. And then circle the foot the opposite way. Just loosening up the ankle. And now lengthen the leg back to long. Square the hips. And on your next exhale, you're going to breathe it into a low lunge. So right foot outside, right hand. Left knee comes down to the mat. And inhale, upper body. Arms to rise. Now there's plenty of space between the knee and the foot. That way, you're not balancing on that tightrope. And we're just stretching forward into the hip flexor. And then breathing our arms behind us, coming into that shoulder in. So just interlacing the fingers and then rolling the shoulders back. Good. And then locking your eyes on one spot. So finding that non-moving object to set your eyes on. So we're learning how to keep our attention focused to one point. Because when you focus, and you're so focused, your eyes are set on that one thing, you've got your mind, body, breath all moving in one direction. That's called your ekagrata, and that's where distractions will simply eclipse themselves automatically, all on their own. Nothing can break your focus and concentration. And now slowly start to release. Arms come all the way back up. Hands come to the inside of your foot. And then just tuck the toes, straighten the leg, lifting it up. And from here, we're going to come on to balancing on the right leg. Now inhale, just like we did in our cat-cow. So chest forward, looking forward. And as you exhale, round the back, bring the knee in towards the nose. So this is just a cat-cow variation. Inhale, looking forward, lengthening the leg back long. Good. And exhale, bring the knee in. Inhale, looking forward again. Lengthening the leg, and exhale, bringing it in. One more time. Inhale, lengthening the leg, looking forward. Good. And exhale, rounding, tucking the knee in like a ball. Good. Now lengthen the leg back down. So stepping the foot, yes, down on the ground, both hands on the inside, step right foot back to meet left in high plank position. Now you can always bring your knees down to the mat if you need to. Now if your knees are up, press back through the heels, forward through the crown of your head. Body is straight and strong. Good. Now bend your elbows and see if you can hover halfway here. We're only here for half a second. Good, good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Beautiful. Pointing the toes back. Dynamically engaged legs. Beautiful. And now use your core, your abdominals to pull your hips back up and away. Down dog, pressing the chest back towards the thighs. Good. Walking it out, bending one knee, straightening the other. breathing deep and free here. Good, now other side. Right heel comes down to the mat. As you inhale, left knee in, send it away. Three-legged dog. Good. Opening up the leg and bending the knee and rotating the foot round and round. Good. Just loosening up the joints. Creating more lubrication. Good. And then circle the opposite way. Good. Just loosening up the body. Beautiful. Now lengthen your leg back out to long. Square your hips and breathe the foot forward outside of the left hand. Low lunge on this side. So the knee comes down, using your core to inhale, upper body to rise. Good. Now this time we're just going to interlace the hands and press the palms up towards the sky. Stretching forward into our hip flexor. And then practicing the Ekagrata, where you just focus your eyes on that one spot. That one non-moving object that you can anchor your eyes into. And breathing slow in and out through the nose. Relaxing the shoulders down the back. Same time pressing the palms away. And one more deep breath here. And exhale. Hands come back down inside the foot. Tuck the back toe, straighten the leg, lifting it up. Stepping both feet back into high plank position. Knees can be up or down. Bend the elbows. Keep them tucked into the side so you're stacking your joints as you lower and hover halfway. Beautiful. Inhale, rolling over the tops of the toes. Lifting the thighs up, pulling the heart away from the heels. Beautiful. And exhale, use your core to lift your hips back into your downward facing dog. Child's pose now, knees down. And just in vitro, sliding the backs of your palms along the sides. Now take a breath for a moment. So we're just going to take a little break to regain your breath. Scarlett will watch him. Yeah, she'll make sure. So here you just breathe nice and slow. In through the nose, out through the nose. We wind it up in yoga. That's the yin. Just to release it in the yin. So we're balancing that heat with the cool. Winding it up just to release it back down again. Riding the waves, the ups and the downs. And when we're in the cooling side, the sleep mode, that's when you energize, getting ready for the day. All right, now slowly make your way back into down dog. Walking the hands forward, tucking the toes, inhaling the hips up, pressing the chest back down towards the thighs. And now inhale, right knee comes into the chest, sending it back long behind you, three-legged dog. Beautiful. Now exhale, crescent warrior. So right foot outside right hand, staying up on the back toes. Inhale, using the core to lift upper body, arms to rise. Good. Now in Anjaneyasana, crescent warrior, you're just lunging yourself forward on the ball of your toes, keeping the hips level, because sometimes we like to roll down. So just leveling the hips so you're grounding down and lifting up at the same time. Beautiful. Good. Now shoulders, they're rolled down your back, locked into place, yet you're lifting up through the fingertips at the same time. So there's a lot of balancing that natural traction within the body, grounding down, lifting up. Good. And always relaxing that breath. Heart center, nice and relaxed. Core, locked out strong. Lightning warrior. Lean the upper body forward and really press back through the back heel, elongating as much as you can. Back through the heel and past the fingertips as well. We're only here for one more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale, hands down, stepping it back into high plank position. Bend the elbows, lower it down. Here we flow. Inhale, upward facing dog, opening up the heart center. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. Deep breath here. In through the nose, slow. And out through the nose, slow. Other side. Inhale, left knee in. Sending it back long behind you, three-legged dog. Good. Exhale, crescent warrior, left foot outside, left hand. Using your core, locking your eyes, one spot. Upper body, arms to rise. Good. And just taking that moment to settle in from one side to the other. And lunging yourself forward. Leveling out your hips, grounding down, yet lifting up at the same time. So whenever we're in a yoga pose, we're never static. We're always moving, breathing, and adjusting. So let go of that image of where you have to come into that complete stillness, because you can always be adjusting, always observing and seeing what else is possible in the pose. So there's always something new to learn from the pose. It may look like you're doing nothing, when in fact you're actually doing everything all at the same time. Good. Now lightning warrior, engage your core. Lean upper body forward, really reach past the fingertips. Elongate your back leg, pressing back through your heel. Strong body, strong mind. Deep breath here. We're only here for one more deep breath. Inhale. Really elongate your back leg. And exhale, hands down to the mat, stepping it back. Flow it out. Bend the elbows, lower it down, hover. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lengthen the heart. And exhale. Use your core to lift your hips. Back into down dog. Beautiful. Child's pose again. Knees wide. Hips to heels. Arms long. Head down. Take a breath again. In through the nose, slow. And out through the nose, slow. Recharging the body. And you're practicing to resist the urge to pant it out. Keeping that breath long and extended. Smoothing out any shortness of breath, where we're practicing and conditioning ourselves to control and harness the power of our breath, rather than our breath having its way with us. Beautiful, beautiful. Hello, aloha. And make your way back into your downward facing dog. Hands forward, walking the feet back, lifting the hips all the way up, pressing the chest back towards the thighs, just letting your head hang as you breathe deep and free here. And moving on, inhale, right knee into the chest, lengthen it back nice and long. Three-legged dog. And exhale, this time step the foot between the hands for warrior one. Back heel comes down to the mat, locked in place as you inhale, upper body, arms to rise. Good. Good. Now from here, we are going to launch into warrior three. Shogun warrior, bring hands together. And as you take a breath, inhale. Exhale, slowly start to press off your back foot. And we're just going to teeter-totter the body. Upper body comes down as you lift and extend your back leg up, reaching past the toes. And maybe folding one thumb on top of the other to keep your palms engaged and flattened, pressing into each other. Locking your eyes one point Here we balance. Take a breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring hands to heart center, knee comes in. Pulling the navel in, balance and hold. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen back out to warrior 3. And as you exhale, round your back, belly pulled in, knee comes to meet the hands. Good. Just doing the best that you can. 1 more time. Inhale, lengthen it back out to low. And exhale, bring it in, round it in. Hug it in just like a ball. Good. Inhale, lengthen it out. Stepping the foot all the way down, back on the mat. Good. Exalted warrior now, bending the elbows behind the head, opening up the heart center, deepening the front lunge, and exhale. Hands come down to the mat, step it back, and we flow it out. Bend the elbows, lower it down, hover here. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift the hips. Down dog. Take a breath in, slow through the nose, deep breath. And out through the nose, deep breath. Other side now. Inhale, left knee in. Sending it long behind you, lengthen out past the toes. And exhale, warrior 1. Step the foot between the hands. Back heel comes down, using your core to lift the upper body. Now taking that moment to settle in on this side. And we're working with sinking sand here. So if you fall to the left or right or all over the place, don't even worry about it. We're using our entire body and all of those tiny little muscles that support our infrastructure. It's a different game when we're in a yoga studio. Palms come to touch, crossing the thumbs here. Lock your eyes 1 point and take that energizing breath. Inhale. Slowly start to press off your back foot. Just finding your footing. Reaching forward as you lengthen back. Relaxing your breath. Focusing your eyes. And getting ready for the shogun. Inhale. As you exhale, rounding the back belly in, prayer palms. Knee to balance. Good. 2 more times. Inhale. Lengthen it back out. Warrior 3. And exhale. Bringing it in. Rounding like a ball. Good. Inhale. Lengthening it out. And exhale. Breathe it in. Good. Inhale. Lengthen as far back just to anchor the back heel back down on the mat. Beautiful. Exalt your warrior, bending the elbows, deepening your front lunge. And exhale. Hands come down to the mat. Stepping it back, flowing it down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, lift the hips. Down dog. Now child's pose again. In vitro, knees wide or together, whichever you want. Whichever feels good to you. Now we're creating that heat that you made within yourself. You're using your breath to burn up any rubbish to keep your water balanced. Using that fire to balance your water. All leading with your breath. So this is where you breathe strong. In and out through your nose, slow. You've got the energy moving, your blood is pumping. Good. And now last sequence, downward facing dog, 1 more time. Actually a couple more times on this side and then the next side. Inhale, right knee comes in towards the chest, lengthening out nice and long. Now this time we're going to come into half moon. As you exhale, step the foot between the hands. Warrior 2, leading with the left arm. You're going to circle sweep up and out to the side. Beautiful. Yes, beautiful. Yes. And the sand will just bring it in. Good. So both heels are in one line. And each warrior is going to look different for each particular body type. Just going to roll the shoulders down your back, and you're lifting up and pointing down at the same time, keeping your core nice and engaged. Now, just like we did in Warrior One, we're going to keep open to the side for our half moon here. So as you inhale, press off your back foot. Now try to keep open, so you're going to kick back through your back heel as you slowly start to reach your fingertips down towards the ground. And if this is as far as you balance, that's perfectly fine. It's a lot like star. So you're reaching out past each point. This is the best that you can, locking your eyes on one spot. Beautiful. Beautiful. And you're kicking back through your uplifted heel. It's as if you were standing on a wall behind you. Good. One more deep breath here before we come out. And on your next exhale, slowly make your way back into your Warrior Two. Good. Soft landing. Flip your front palm, reach forward. Reverse into Radiant Warrior. Right arm lifts up and out, stretching the fascia along the rib cage. And exhale. Cartwheel both hands down to the mat and step it back. See if you can keep the right leg lifted for 3-point plank as you bend the elbows, lowering it down. Good. Good. Now inhale, upward facing dog. Both feet touch down to the mat. And exhale, lift the hips. Back to down dog. Last side here. Inhale, left knee comes in towards the chest. Exhale, sending it long, 3-legged. Good. Now breathe the foot forward between the hands. Warrior Two, leading with the right arm. Cartwheel, arms up and open to the side. Good. Spiraling the thighs away from each other. Just finding that place where you can be and breathe. Putting to the side. Good. And just take a moment to settle down with your breath, especially when we're transitioning from one side to the other. Giving yourself a moment to observe what's happening in your body. Allowing your mind a little bit of time to collect itself together, to wrap itself around where we're going now that we know. So next deep breath. On your inhale, you're going to press off your back foot, balancing on the left. Opening up to the side. Now immediately flex and press back through your extended, uplifted foot here. And just doing the best that you can. Opening up to the side, creating your star. So really pressing out through all points as you open up to the side. Now sending your breath through your uplifted limbs so you don't crunch it all down. That way you can lift up and out of your joints. And we'll take one more deep breath here. And slowly start to come all the way back into your Warrior Two. Beautiful, beautiful. Flip the front palm, reach forward, reverse into Radiant Sun Warrior. And exhale, cartwheel both hands down to the mat. Step the foot back. See if you can keep it lifted for your 3-point plank here. And bend the knee, bend the elbows, lower and hover down. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog. Beautiful. And exhale, lifting the hips back into your down dog. Coming back onto the knees. This time we're going to walk them forward, cross the feet, and just lay down all the way on your back. Just a fancy way of coming down, laying down on your back. Now we're just going to lay down here for a moment before moving into bridge. So just take a moment here let go of the standing series, coming onto the floor, onto the ground. Now our first bridge, we're going to come into a series of bridges. So for our first bridge, we're just going to bring your feet up to just where your fingertips graze the backs of your heels. So that's how far you want your feet to be away from your hips, just for your particular body. Good. Now inhale, lifting the hips up, grounding the heels down, and then walking your shoulder blades in towards each other. Strengthen the sacrum. We're going to create the strongest lower level spine as possible. In this particular bridge, see if you can relax. See if you can relax the larger muscle groups to allow all the tiny little muscles along the base of your spine to strengthen and grow. They get overshadowed and overpowered by those larger muscle groups. So just see if you can relax them. Good. Now take one more breath. On your next exhale, slowly lower the hips all the way back down to the ground. We'll bring the knees apart, bottoms of the feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And just circle your breath around. Engage slightly, just to protect the lower back. Starting to engage muscles that don't get used quite often, so just allowing that tension that we build up to release as well. Alright, second set of bridge. So feet flat, knees up towards the sky, and you're just going to cross your right foot above the left knee. Just keep your arms along your sides, and as you inhale, press down into your left heel, lifting the hips up, keeping the tailbone tucked under and engaged. Just opening your hips up into your feet. Now keep your top foot active as best as you can to protect the joints. So here is where the core remains strong, the foot is flexed, and the more you flex these joints and you breathe through them, the more you will protect them and strengthen at the same time. Everybody in the bridge. Wow. Are you still with me? One more deep breath here. And slowly release the hips back. And now switching sides. So right foot comes flat, left heel above the right knee. Exhale all the air out. And as you inhale, pressing the ground away, pressing down through the heel, lifting the hips up, and tucking the tailbone under as best that you can. And now there's very little pressure on the neck. Most of the pressure is coming in through your shoulders and down through the ground, backs of your arms, pressing down as you lift up, flexing these muscles, flexing these joints to keep them protected as you breathe into them. Deep down, past the muscles, into the fascia, into the connective tissues, into that supportive structure in your hips and in your spine. Bottoms of feet together, knees apart. And this time you'll switch your hands, one hand on the belly and the other one on your forehead. Breathing it round and round. We're clearing ourselves out and breathing it away. This is almost like that reset button, and you're using your hands as defibrillators, with the right being the plus sign and the left being the minus. Like recharging your battery and balancing it back. Now coming into eagle. So we're going to feet flat, knees up, shins out together. You're going to bring the right leg over the left leg. And then inhale onto the other side. And as you your right knee into your front